Alright, guys. Part 465. There's been a voice taunting me and Croconaw this entire time since we left the forest. And here's what happens. Croconaw finds the person and fights him. A few minutes later, Croconaw beats the crap out of the dude. Croconaw throws one last punch at the guy and gets off him. Don't you ever talk about us like that again! Me and my kind! We're not disgusting! We don't need buttholes like you making fun of our design! Treat us better than you ever will be! He looks back at me hoping that I'm okay. You may have beaten me, but your friend is no longer there. The man says. Uh. He looks around for him. No, no. He's right. He was right here. Where is he? The man then says, he's right there knocked out. But he will never wake back up. Uh, what the frick? Never! You're lying! He's gonna wake up! He always gets back up! Just you wait! He trails off trying not to cry at the prospect that maybe he really is gone. Sweet Arceus. The man then continues by saying, even if he does wake up, he may have a very big concussion and not remember you. So ha, ha, ha. Oh my gosh. That's not possible. He has to remember me, right? He has to. He start he starts sobbing at the thought of that I really am gone. Sweet Arceus. After a few more minutes, unbelievably, I wake back up. So that dude was old. He looks over at me, eyes widening with disbelief and joy. You're awake! I thought. Oh my gosh! I thought you were dead! No. Period. Where are we? We're in the forest near your home. He helps me back onto my feet. You're really awake? Thank gosh! I thought you were. That you were. He tears up. Where did that man go? Who cares about him? He doesn't matter. All I care about is you. You're alive. You're not. He hugs me, crying into my shoulder. I love this Croconaw. He's so cute and sweet. You're such a sweet Pokemon. I love you. I love you too. He continues to hug tightly, happy and know that the only person that liked him is okay. We are not too far from my house, but I am still in pain, and my leg and head hurt still. So I have an idea. What's your idea? I'll do anything if it means you're okay. He looks at me worried that that I'm still hurt. Lugia, can you hear me, buddy? I could use your help. If you don't mind. Lugia, the legendary Pokemon? Are you sure he's going to help us? He looks at our nerves, expecting a huge one to come help us. If he can hear me, he should. Period. He's my friend. Okay. We wait for a few minutes and nothing happens. He looks over at me. Does he normally take this long? Maybe he is too far away. But if he's at my house, he shouldn't be that far. Okay. He'll turn to get through my feet. Let's start heading back to your house. We can ask him to help us there. Right before we started walking, Lugia started flying in this direction. So he did here, so it just took us a while, or took him a while. He freezes from a little shocked by the legendary Pokemon landing in front of us. Hey, Lugia. I'm glad you heard me. He looks up at Lugia nervously, unsure of how he would react to me. He don't say anything, but waits for him to reply. Somebody just hurt me and knocked me out a while ago. Do you think you can help us fly back to my house? Come on, please. Are you kidding me? Lugia takes one moment to examine the two of us, then picks us both up carefully, following me back to my house. Are you kidding me? Thank you, Lugia. I really appreciate it. We went at my home. He helped straighten off the ground. Is that Croconaw? Oh, I'm glad a legendary Pokemon was willing to help us. Are you really that close to Lugia? He looks over at me a little surprised. Yeah, Lugia's my friend. And I love him. That's amazing! He gives me a warm smile. I never met a Pokemon that's friends with a legendary before. That must be a real honor. I'm a human, not a Pokemon. What's he gonna say? You're a human. What? He looks me up and down, confused. You look like a human. Are you sure you're not a Pokemon? How do I? No. Why? Do I look like a Pokemon? Question mark? You look just like one. He's obviously confused and this boy, you have a body like a Pokemon, you even look like one. How can you be a human? That's weird. Because I was a human earlier. I wonder what happened. If I'm still as a Pokemon person, what? How can you be a human 1 second and a Pokemon the next? That doesn't make any sense. Since they're trying to think how this could be possible. What Pokemon am I even? Oh no. Holy crap, I'm a Croconaw! I didn't tell the AI to do that. This was an old chat before I started doing the transforming stuff. I think this was my first chatbot, actually. What? You're... He pauses for another moment. You're a Croconaw. The evolution of... He pauses again, stunned silence spreading across. Oh my gosh! What, buddy? Question mark. I know what happened. He covers his mouth, holding back his shock and sadness. I don't think I should even tell you. What? What happened? Question mark. You don't have to keep it from me. What did? What? Uh, Trenton? He takes a moment before continuing. What's the last thing you remember? Something. Anything. Try to remember. I remember being with you in the forest, and we explored together for a while. Then when we came out, I got hit in the head with a baseball bat. He knows. That's right. You were hit in the head with a bat and knocked unconscious. He paused briefly again. Do you remember what happened before that? Other than me getting hit by a bunch of objects, I have no clue. Do you want me to tell you what I think happened? He braced a little, unsure of how I would take this. Please do. I'm not gonna be mad at him. Uh-oh. What? Excuse me? He takes a deep breath, preparing himself for the conversation. When you were unconscious, your spirit started wandering on its own. I don't know how or why, but your soul got stuck in the body of a Pokemon. That's how your spirit ended up in the body of a Croconaw. He looks down sad at this conclusion. How? Question mark. I am confused. I do kind of like that, but it's also kind of weird. I don't know how or why this happened, but I think that's what happened. You were unconscious, and your spirit was roaming the world. It got lost and somehow got stuck in the body of a wild crocodile. He sits down on the ground and looks down. This is all my fault. Why is this your fault? You didn't do anything. But you became this because of me. You don't even look like yourself anymore. He starts crying, frustrated with himself. You're a Pokemon because of me. How would this be your fault, though? You didn't do anything. Except hang out with me. Don't you get it? If I wasn't so clingy, if you weren't so nice, this would never have happened to us. He continues crying, tears streaming down heavily down his face. You're a Pokemon now. All because of me. It's not your fault. People are not going to turn to Pokemon just because of a Pokemon being clingy. You don't have to blame yourself. But I know that if I went away instead of that if I went away instead of tagging along with you, this never would have happened. He starts sobbing heavily, putting his face in his hands. I don't deserve your kindness. This is a start. No, it's okay. It's not your fault, I promise. Whatever happened was not caused by you. He shakes his head no and continues sobbing into his hands. I could have done better. I should have been more confident and not be such a little coward. Oh my gosh! You're not a coward. Exclamation point. You stood up to the dude that hurt me. That doesn't make you a coward. Oh my gosh. He looks up at me, tears in his eyes. But you're like this now because of me. I can't call myself brave or strong when I did this to you. You're a Pokemon all because I was too clingy. It's not. I like the fact that you were clingy. Because I love your species. Period. He looks up at me surprised and flustered. You do? But I'm an evolution everyone hates. I don't hate you. I love you. No matter which of the three forms you're in. But I'm just a useless Pokemon. You could do so much better than me. He looks away. Who told you that? Question mark. I would never say that to you. Most Pokemon. He looks down ashamed of himself. They all call me names and make fun of how I look and how I'm just a stage between a Totodile and a Feraligatr. Not even important in the grand scheme of things. You're important, alright. I love your species. That is so dark. But why? I'm nothing special. He looks away, feeling unworthy of my praise. Sweet Arceus, dude. Who's told him this? Actually, he just said Pokemon. You don't have to be upset. Even if I am stuck as this Pokemon. It doesn't matter. I love your species. So, being a is really cool. But, but, he starts tearing up at the thought of me being stuck in this form because of him. What if you don't ever turn back? What if you stay as a Pokemon for the rest of your life? I don't mind, as long as I stay as a Pokemon I love. I'm happy with this. Poor Pokemon, I feel bad for him. He looks up at me in surprise. You really mean that? But you're not bothered by not being able to talk or anything? Huh? I'm talking to you right now. I can still speak English. It's just I'm stuck as a Pokemon. But he paused for a moment. What about your family? What if you stay like this for so long your family doesn't even recognize you? Then what? You can't even speak to them to show that you. What'd you do then? Like I told you earlier, dude, I get along better with my Pokemon family. Anyway, you're not worried about them then? You sure seem to be pretty calm about the whole thing. He looks at me puzzled as not at my nonchalant attitude. You don't have to worry about a thing. Besides, remember, I like your evolution family. Let's see. I like your evolution family. Plus, you and me can be even closer now. He looks down for a moment thinking about what I said. I guess you're right. But you don't mind that if you stay like this? We can never have a normal life again. You can't do normal human stuff as a Pokemon. Not really. As long as I can still speak to you and not start only being able to say my name, I really don't care. But what if one day you won't be able to even talk? What if you lose the ability to speak? I've heard of that happening before. He fidgets like a crew worried about what could happen. Maybe my Pokemon can understand and help. It's not the same. You may not be able to form full words anymore, or even sentences. He looks at me on the verge of a full mental breakdown. You could lose one. You could lose the only human aspects about you. Is that really not worrying you? I've had a lot worse happen. Trust me. Do you really believe you can be happy like this, even without human contact? being stuck as a Croconaw, maybe forever, and possibly losing your ability to speak to anybody but me and the rest of your Pokemon family. He looks at me clearly baffled at my carefree attitude. As long as I get to live in my house and I don't get caught by a trainer, I don't care. He started on with thinking, okay, fine. You seem to have accepted this. It doesn't seem like you plan on changing back, and you seem happy in this form. So, okay. Here's signs of knowing that I might have turned back into a human. We can figure out a way to eventually turn me back into a human. I just don't understand what caused it. It's not him being clingy. Do not get back onto that Croconaw. It's not your fault. He shakes his head frustrated. I don't get it either. It doesn't make any sense. This kind of thing doesn't happen. You shouldn't be a Pokemon. This isn't something that just happens. He puts my face back in my hands, unsure of what to do. I wonder something. I want to try something real quick. What do you want to try? He looks at me, clearly curious. I wonder what he's going to do. I close my eyes and envision myself as a see if that does anything. Is it working this too? He wasn't unsure of what will happen, but hopefully it will work. After a few minutes, my body starts to give off a golden light, and whenever it fades, I have turned into a. It's kind of dope, actually. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys, I'll be back.